Our Father, Messiah, and Holy Spirit be with us, brothers and sisters. I pray that you're all well. We will be beginning with the Apocrypha with First Esdras, Chapter 1. And Josias held the feast of the Passover in Jerusalem to his master, and offered the Passover the 14th day of the first month. Having set the priests according to their daily courses, being arrayed in long garments in the temple of our Father in heaven. And he spoke to the Levites, the holy ministers of Israel, and they should hallow themselves to our Father in heaven, to set the holy ark of our Father in heaven in the house that King Solomon the son of David had built, and said, You will no more bear the ark on your shoulders. Now therefore serve our Father in heaven, your Elohim, and minister to his people Israel, and prepare you after your families and kindreds, according as David the king of Israel prescribed, and according to the magnificence of Solomon his son, and standing in the temple according to the several dignity of the families of you, the Levites, who minister in the presence of your brethren, the children of Israel. Offer the Passover in order, and make ready the sacrifices for your brethren, and keep the Passover according to the commandment of our Father in heaven, which was given to Moses. And to the people that was found there, Josias gave 30,000 lambs and kids, and 3,000 calves. These things were given of the king's allowance, according as he promised to the people, to the priests, and to the Levites. And Hilkias, Zecharias, and Silas, the governors of the temple, gave to the priests for the Passover 200 and 600 sheep, and 300 calves. And Jechonias, and Samias, and Nathanael, his brother, and Asabias, and Ochiel, and Joram, captains over thousands, gave to the Levites for the Passover 5,000 sheep, and 700 calves. And when these things were done, the priests and Levites, having the unleavened bread, stood in very comely order according to the kindreds, and according to the several dignities of the fathers before the people, to offer to our Father in heaven, as it is written in the book of Moses. And this did they in the morning. And they roasted the Passover with fire, as appertains. As for the sacrifices, they sought them in brass pots and pans with a good savor, and set them before all the people. And afterward they prepared for themselves and for the priests their brethren, the sons of Aaron. For the priests offered the fat until night, and the Levites prepared for themselves, and the priests their brethren, the sons of Aaron. The holy singers also, the sons of Asaph, were in their order according to the appointment of David, to wit, Asaph, Zecharias, and Jeduthun, who was of the king's retinue. Moreover, the porters were at every gate. It was not lawful for any to go from his ordinary service, for their brethren the Levites prepared for them. Thus were the things that belonged to the sacrifices of our Father in heaven accomplished in that day, that they might hold the Passover, and offer sacrifices on the altar of our Father in heaven, according to the commandment of King Josias. So the children of Israel, which were present, held the Passover at that time, and the feast of sweet bread 7 days. And such a Passover was not kept in Israel since the time of the prophet Samuel. Yet all the kings of Israel held not such a Passover as Josias. And the priests and the Levites and the Jews held with all Israel that were found dwelling at Jerusalem. In the 18th year of the reign of Josias was this Passover kept, and the works of Josias were upright before his master with an heart full of godliness. As for the things that came to pass in his time, they were written in former times concerning those that sinned and did wickedly against our Father in heaven above all people and kingdoms, and how they grieved him exceedingly, so that the words of our Father in heaven rose up against Israel. Now after all these acts of Josias, it came to pass that Pharaoh the king of Egypt came to raise war at Carchemish upon Euphrates, and Josias went out against him. But the king of Egypt sent to him, saying, What have I to do with you, O king of Judea? I am not sent out from our Father in heaven against you, for my war is on Euphrates. And now our Father in heaven is with me. Yea, our Father in heaven is with me, hasting me forward. Depart from me, and be not against our Father in heaven. Howbeit, Josias did not turn back his chariot from him, but undertook to fight with him, not regarding the words of the prophet Jeremy spoken by the mouth of our Father in heaven, but joined battle with him in the plain of Megiddo. And the princes came against King Josias. Then said the king to his servants, Carry me away out of the battle, for I am very weak. And immediately his servants took him away out of the battle. Then got he up on his second chariot, and being brought back to Jerusalem, died, and was buried in his father's sepulchre. And in all Jewry they mourned for Josias. Yea, Jeremy the prophet lamented for Josias, and the chief men with the women made lamentation for him to this day. And this was given out for an ordinance to be done continually in all the nation of Israel. These things are written in the book of the stories of the kings of Judah, and every one of the acts that Josias did, and his glory, and his understanding in the law of our Father in heaven, and the things that he had done before, and the things now recited, are reported in the book of the kings of Israel and Judea. And the people took Joachaz, the son of Josias, and made him king instead of Josias his father, when he was 23 years old. And he reigned in Judea and in Jerusalem 3 months. And then the king of Egypt deposed him from reigning in Jerusalem, and he set a tax on the land of 100 talents of silver and 1 talent of gold. The king of Egypt also made King Joachim, his brother, king of Judea and Jerusalem. And he bound Joachim and the nobles, but Xerxes, his brother, he apprehended and brought him out of Egypt. 25 years old was Joachim, and he was made king in the land of Judea and Jerusalem, and he did evil before our Father in heaven. Wherefore against him Nabuchodonosor, the king of Babylon, came up and bound him with a chain of brass and carried him to Babylon. Nabuchodonosor also took of the holy vessels of our Father in heaven and carried them away and set them in his own temple at Babylon. But those things that are recorded of him and of his uncleanness and impiety are written in the chronicles of the kings. And Joachim and Joacim his son reigned in his stead. He was made king, being 18 years old, and reigned but 3 months and 10 days in Jerusalem, and did evil before our Father in heaven. So after a year, Nabuchodonosor sent and caused him to be brought into Babylon with the holy vessels of our Father in heaven, and made Zedekiah king of Judea and Jerusalem when he was 21 years old, and he reigned 11 years. And he did evil also in the sight of our Father in heaven, and cared not for the words that were spoken to him by the prophet Jeremy from the mouth of our Father in heaven. And after that, King Nabuchodonosor had made him to swear by the name of our Father in heaven, he forswore himself and rebelled, and hardening his neck and his heart, he transgressed the laws of our Father in heaven, Elohim of Israel. The governors also of the people and of the priests did many things against the laws, and passed all the pollutions of all nations, and defiled the temple of our Father in heaven, which was sanctified in Jerusalem. Nevertheless, the Elohim of their fathers sent by his messenger to call them back, because he spared them in his tabernacle also. But they had his messengers in derision. And look, when our Father in heaven spake to them, they made a sport of his prophets, so far forth that he, being wroth with his people for their great ungodliness, commanded the kings of the Chaldees to come up against them, who slew their young men with the sword, yea, even within the compass of their holy temple, and spared neither young man nor maid, old man nor child among them, for he delivered all into their hands. And they took all the holy vessels of our Father in heaven, both great and small, with the vessels of the ark of our Father in heaven, and the king's treasures, and carried them away into Babylon. As for the house of our Father in heaven, they burnt it, and brake down the walls of Jerusalem, and set fire on her towers. And as for her glorious things, they never ceased, till they had consumed and brought them all to naught. And the people that were not slain with the sword he carried to Babylon, who became servants to him and his children, till the Persians reigned to fulfill the word of our Father, spoken by the mouth of Jeremy, until the land had enjoyed her Sabbaths, the whole time of her desolation will she rest, until the full term of 70 years. Chapter 2. In the first year of Cyrus, king of the Persians, that the word of our Father in heaven might be accomplished, that he had promised by the mouth of Jeremy, our Father in heaven raised up the spirit of Cyrus, the king of the Persians, and he made proclamation through all his kingdom, and also by writing, saying, Thus says Cyrus, king of the Persians, our Father in heaven of Israel, the Most High King, has made me king of the whole world, and commanded me to build him an house at Jerusalem and Jewry. If therefore there be any of you that are of his people, let our Father in heaven, even let the king, even his king, be with him. And let him go up to Jerusalem that is in Judea, and build the house of our Father in heaven of Israel, for he is our Father in heaven that dwells in Jerusalem. Whosoever then dwell in the places about, let them help him, those I say that are his neighbors, with gold and with silver, with gifts, with horses and with cattle, and other things which have been set forth by vow, for the temple of our Father in heaven at Jerusalem. Then the chief of the families of Judea and of the tribe of Benjamin stood up, the priests also and the Levites, and all they whose mind our Father in heaven had moved to go up and to build an house for our Father in heaven at Jerusalem. And they that dwelt round about them, and helped them in all things with silver and gold, with horses and cattle, and with very many free gifts of a great number, whose minds were stirred up thereto. King Cyrus also brought forth the holy vessels, which Nabuchodonosor had carried away from Jerusalem, and had set up in his temple of idols. Now when Cyrus, king of the Persians, had brought them forth, he delivered them to Mithridates, his treasurer, and by him they were delivered to Sanabasar, the governor of Judea. And this was the number of them, 1,000 golden cups, and 1,000 of silver, censers of silver 29, vials of gold 30, and of silver 2,410, and 1,000 other vessels. So all the vessels of gold and of silver which were carried away were 5,469. These were brought back by Sanabasar, together with them of the captivity from Babylon to Jerusalem. But in the time of Artaxerxes, king of the Persians, Belamus and Mithridates, and Tabelius and Rothumus and Beeltethmus and Semelius the secretary, with others that were in commission with them, dwelling in Samaria and other places, wrote to him against them that dwelt in Judea and Jerusalem these letters following. To King Artaxerxes, our master, your servants, Rothumus, the story writer, and Semelius, the scribe, and the rest of their council, and the judges that are in Seleucia and Phoenice. Be it now known to the master, the king, that the Jews that are come up from you to us, being come into Jerusalem, that rebellious and wicked city, do build the marketplaces and repair the walls of it, and do lay the foundation of the temple. Now, if this city and the walls thereof be made up again, they will not only refuse to give tribute, but also rebel against kings. And forasmuch as the things pertaining to the temple are now in hand, we think it meet not to neglect such a matter, but to speak to our master the king, to the intent that if it be your pleasure, it may be sought out in the books of your fathers, and you will find in the chronicles what is written concerning these things, and will understand that city was rebellious, troubling both kings and cities, and that the Jews were rebellious and raised always wars therein. For the which cause even this city was made desolate. Wherefore now we do declare to you, O master the king, that if this city be built again and the walls thereof set up anew, you will from henceforth have no passage into Seleucia and Phoenice. Then the king wrote back again to Rothumus, the story writer, to Beeltethmus, to Semelius, the scribe, and to the rest that were in commission, and dwellers in Samaria and Syria and Phoenice after this manner. I have read the epistle which you have sent to me. Therefore I commanded to make diligent search, and it has been found that city was from the beginning practicing against kings, and the men therein were given to rebellion and war, and that mighty kings and fierce were in Jerusalem, who reigned and exacted tributes in Seleucia and Phoenice. Now therefore I have commanded to hinder those men from building the city, and heed to be taken that there be no more done in it, and that those wicked workers proceed no further to the annoyance of kings. Then King Artaxerxes, his letters being read, Rothumus and Semelius, the scribe, and the rest that were in commission with them, removing in haste toward Jerusalem with a troop of horsemen and a multitude of people in battle array, began to hinder the builders, and the building of the temple in Jerusalem ceased until the 2nd year of the reign of Darius, king of the Persians. Chapter 3. Now when Darius reigned, he made a great feast to all his subjects, and to all his household, and to all the princes of Media and Persia, and to all the governors and captains and lieutenants that were under him, from India to Ethiopia, of 127 provinces. And when they had eaten and drunken, and being satisfied were gone home, then Darius the king went into his bedchamber and slept, and soon after awaked. Then 3 young men that were of the guard that kept the king's body spoke one to another, let every one of us speak a sentence. He that will overcome and whose sentence will seem wiser than the others, to him will the king Darius give great gifts and great things and tokens of victory. As to be clothed in purple, to drink in gold, and to sleep on gold, and a chariot with bridles of gold, and an head tire of fine linen, and a chain about his neck. And he will sit next to Darius because of his wisdom, and will be called Darius, his cousin. And then every one wrote his sentence, sealed it, and laid it under King Darius's pillow, and said that when the king is risen, some will give him the writings, and of whose side the king and the 3 princes of Persia will judge that his sentence is the wisest, to him will the victory be given, as was appointed. The first wrote, wine is the strongest. The second wrote, the king is strongest. The third wrote, women are strongest. But above all things, truth bears away the victory. Now when the king was risen up, they took their writings and delivered them to him, and so he read them. And sending forth, he called all the princes of Persia and Media, and the governors, and the captains, and the lieutenants, and the chief officers, and sat him down in the royal seat of judgment, and the writings were read before them. And he said, call the young men, and they will declare their own sentences. So they were called and came in. And he said to them, declare to us your mind concerning the writings. Then began the first, who had spoken of the strength of wine. And he said this, O you men, how exceeding strong is wine! It causes all men to err that drink it. It makes the mind of the king and the fatherless child to be all one, of the bondman and of the free man, of the poor man and of the rich. It turns also every thought into jollity and mirth, so that a man remembers neither sorrow nor debt. And it makes every heart rich, so that a man remembers neither king nor governor. And it makes to speak all things by talents. And when they are in their cups, they forget their love both to friends and brethren, and a little after draw out swords. But when they are from the wine, they remember not what they have done. O you men, is not wine the strongest that enforces to do this? And when he had so spoken, he held his peace. Chapter 4. Then the second that had spoken of the strength of the king began to say, O you men, do not men excel in strength that bear rule over sea and land, and all things in them? But yet the king is more mighty, for he is master of all these things, and has dominion over them. And whatsoever he commands them, they do. If he bid them make war the one against the other, they do it. If he send them out against the enemies, they go and break down mountains, walls, and towers. They slay and are slain, and transgress not the king's commandment. If they get the victory, they bring all the king as well, the spoil as all things else. Likewise for those that are no soldiers, and have not to do with wars, but use husbandry, when they have reaped again that which they had sown, they bring it to the king, and compel one another to pay tribute to the king. And yet he is but one man. If he command to kill, they kill. If he command to spare, they spare. If he command to smite, they smite. If he command to make desolate, they make desolate. If he command to build, they build. If he command to cut down, they cut down. If he command to plant, they plant. So all his people and his armies obeyed him. Furthermore, he lies down, he eats and drinks, and takes his rest. And these keep watch round about him. Neither may any one depart and do his own business, neither disobey they him in anything. O you men, how should not the king be mightiest, when in such sort he is obeyed? And he held his tongue. Then the third, who had spoken of women and of the truth, this was Zorobabel, began to speak. O you men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excels. Who is it then that rules them, or has the mastership over them? Are they not women? Women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by sea and land. Even of them came they, and they nourished them up, that planted the vineyards, from where the wine comes. These also make garments for men. These bring glory to men. Without women, cannot men be? Yeah. And if men have gathered together gold and silver, or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty? And letting all those things go, do they not gape, and even with open mouth fix their eyes fast on her? And have not all men more desire to her than to silver or gold or any goodly thing whatsoever? A man leaves his father that brought him up, and his own country, and cleaves to his wife. He sticks not to spend his life with his wife, and remembers neither father nor mother nor country. But this also you must know, that women have dominion over you. Do you not labor and toil, and give and bring all to the women? Yeah. A man takes his sword, and goes his way to rob and to steal, to sail on the sea and upon rivers, and looks on a lion and goes in the darkness, and when he has stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he brings it to his love. Wherefore a man loves his wife better than father or mother. Yeah, many there be that have run out of their wits for women, become servants for their sakes. Many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women. And now, do you not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Yet did I see him, and Apami, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable Barticus, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king's head and setting it on her own head. She also struck the king with her left hand. And yet for all this the king gaped and gazed on her with open mouth. If she laughed on him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter, that she might be reconciled to him again. O you men, how can it be but women should be strong, seeing they do this? Then the king and the princes looked one on another, so he began to speak of the truth. O you men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heaven, swift is the sun in his course, for he compasses the heavens round about, and fetches his course again to his own place in one day. Is he not great that makes these things? Therefore great is the truth, and stronger than all things. All the earth calls up on the truth, and the heaven blesses it. All works shake and tremble at it, and with it is no unrighteous thing. Wine is wicked. The king is wicked. Women are wicked. All the children of men are wicked. And such are all their wicked works, and there is no truth in them. And their unrighteousness also they will perish. As for the truth, it endures, and is always strong. It lives and conquers forevermore. With her there is no accepting of persons or rewards, but she does the things that are just and refrains from all unjust and wicked things, and all men do well like of her works. Neither in her judgment is any unrighteousness, and she is the strength, kingdom, power, and majesty of all ages. Blessed be our Father in heaven of truth. And with that he held his peace. And all the people then shouted and said, Great is truth, and mighty above all things. Then said the king to him, Ask what you will more than is appointed in the writing, and we will give it you, because you are found wisest, and you will sit next me, and will be called my cousin. Then said he to the king, Remember your vow, which you have vowed to build Jerusalem in the day when you came to your kingdom, and to send away all the vessels that were taken away out of Jerusalem, which Cyrus set apart, when he vowed to destroy Babylon and to send them again there. You have vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees. And now, O master, the king, this is that which I require, and which I desire of you, and this is the princely liberality proceeding from yourself. I desire, therefore, that you make good the vow, the performance whereof with your own mouth you have vowed to the King of heaven. Then Darius the king stood up and kissed him, and wrote letters for him to all the treasurers, and lieutenants, and captains, and governors, that they should safely convey on their way both him and all those that go up with him to build Jerusalem. He wrote letters also to the lieutenants that were in Celesyria and Phoenice, and to them in Libanus, and they should bring cedar wood from Libanus to Jerusalem, and that they should build the city with him. Moreover, he wrote for all the Jews that went out of his realm up into Jewry, concerning their freedom, that no officer, no ruler, no lieutenant, nor treasurer should forcibly enter into their doors, and that all the country which they hold should be free without tribute, and that the Edomites should give over the villages of the Jews which they held, that there should be yearly given 20 talents to the building of the temple, until the time that it were built, and other 10 talents yearly to maintain the burnt offerings on the altar every day, as they had a commandment to offer 17, and that all they that went from Babylon to build the city should have free liberty, as well they as their posterity, and all the priests that went away. He wrote also concerning the charges and the priests' investments, wherein they minister, and likewise for the charges of the Levites, to be given them until the day that the house were finished, and Jerusalem builded up. And he commanded to him to all that kept the city pensions and wages. He sent away also all the vessels from Babylon, that Cyrus had set apart, and all that Cyrus had given in commandment, the same charged he also to be done, and sent to Jerusalem. Now, when this young man was gone forth, he lifted up his face to heaven toward Jerusalem, and praised the King of heaven, and said, From you comes victory, from you comes wisdom, and you in the glory, and I am your servant. Blessed are you who has given me wisdom, for to you I give thanks. O Master, O, O Father of our fathers. And so he took the letters and went out and came to Babylon, and told it all his brethren. And they praised our Father in heaven of their fathers, because he had given them freedom and liberty to go up and to build Jerusalem and the temple which is called by his name. And they feasted with instruments of music and gladness 7 days. Chapter 5. After this were the principal men of the families chosen according to their tribes, to go up with their wives and sons and daughters, with their men servants and maidservants and their cattle. And Darius sent with them 1,000 horsemen, till they had brought them back to Jerusalem safely, and with musical instruments, tabrets, and flutes. And all their brethren played, and he made them go up together with them. And these are the names of the men which went up according to their families, among their tribes, after their several heads. The priests, the sons of Phinehas, the son of Aaron, Phinehas, the son of Aaron, Jesus, the son of Josedek, the son of Sarias, and Joachim, the son of Zerubbabel, the son of Salatiel, the house of David, out of the kindred of Phares, of the tribe of Judah, who spake wise sentences before Darius the king of Persia, in the 2nd year of his reign, in the month Nisan, which is the 1st month. And these are they of Jewry that came up from the captivity which they dwelt as strangers, whom Nabuchodonosor, the king of Babylon, had carried away to Babylon. And they returned to Jerusalem and to the other parts of Jewry, every man to his own city, who came with Zerubbabel, with Jesus, Nehemias, and Zecharias, and Raasias, Enanias, Mardochaias, Beelsaris, Aspharis, Reelias, Roamias, and Baana, their guides. The number of them of the nation and their governors, sons of Pharos, 2,172. The sons of Saphat, 472. The sons of Aries, 756. The sons of Pa'ath Moab, 2,812. The sons of Elam, 1,254. The sons of Zathui, 945. The sons of Corbeh, 705. The sons of Bani, 648. The sons of Bebai, 623. The sons of Sardis, 3,222. The sons of Adoniakim, 667. The sons of Bagoi, 2,066. The sons of Aden, 454. The sons of Aterizias, 92. The sons of Silon and Astis, 7. The sons of Azuran, 432. The sons of Ananias, 101. The sons of Adrom, 32. And the sons of Basa, 323. The sons of Zephurith 102. The sons of Metaris, 3005. The sons of Bethlehemon, 120. They of Netopha, 50. They of Anathoth, 158. They of Beth Samos, 40. They of Kiriathiah, Rias, 20. They of Sapphira and Beeroth, 743. They of Pyra, 700. They of Cadias and Amadioi, 422. They of Siramah and Gabdes, 621. They of Macalon, 120. They of Betolimus, 50. The sons of Nephis, 156. The sons of Calamolas and Onis, 725. The sons of Jerichus, 245. The sons of Ananias, 3,330. The priests, the sons of Jadu, the son of Jesus, among the sons of Sanasib, 972. The sons of Meruth, 1,052. The sons of Phasaron, 1,047. The sons of Carmel, 1,017. The Levites, the sons of Jesue and Kadmiel and Banuas and Sudaias, 70. The holy singers, the sons of Asaph, 128. The porters, the sons of Salum, the sons of Jatal, the sons of Talmon, the sons of Jacobi, the sons of Tetha, the sons of Sami, and all 139. The servants of the temple, the sons of Esau, the sons of Esipha, the sons of Tabeo, the sons of Saras, the sons of Sud, the sons of Phaleas, the sons of Labana, the sons of Graba, the sons of Akua, the sons of Uta, the sons of Setab, the sons of Agaba, the sons of Subai, the sons of Anan, the sons of Kathua, the sons of Gedur, the sons of Iris, the sons of Dyson, the sons of Noeba, the sons of Kaseba, the sons of Gazera, the sons of Uzziah, the sons of Phinehas, the sons of Azara, the sons of Bastai, the sons of Asanah, the sons of Mani, the sons of Naphaisi, the sons of Akub, the sons of Akaifa, the sons of Asur, the sons of Pharakim, the sons of Basaloth, the sons of Meada, the sons of Kutha, the sons of Kareah, the sons of Karsus, the sons of Asarer, the sons of Tomoi, the sons of Nasith, the sons of Atifa, the sons of the servants of Solomon, the sons of Azaphion, the sons of Farira, the sons of Jili, the sons of Lozan, the sons of Isdael, the sons of Sapheth, the sons of Haggiah, the sons of Phakareth, the sons of Sabai, the sons of Serothai, the sons of Messias, the sons of Gar, the sons of Adus, the sons of Subah, the sons of Aphera, the sons of Berodis, the sons of Sabat, the sons of Alom, all the ministers All the ministers of the temple and the sons of the servants of Solomon were 372. These came up from their Meleth and their Lersas, Charaathalar leading them, and Eelar. Neither could they show their families nor their stock, how they were of Israel. The sons of Ladan, the son of Bon, the sons of Nekodan, 652. And of the priests that usurped the office of the priesthood and were not found, the sons of Obadiah, the sons of Achaz, the sons of Adus, who married Agaiah, one of the daughters of Berzellus, and was named after his son. And when the description of the kindred of these men was sought in the minister and was not found, they were removed from executing the office of the priesthood. For to them said Nehemiah and Athaliah that they should not be partakers of the holy things, till there rose up an high priest clothed with doctrine and truth. So of Israel, from them of 12 years old and upward, they were all in number 40,000, beside men servants and women servants 2,360. Their men servants and maid servants were 7,347. The singing men and singing women 245. 430 and 5 camels, 7,030 and 6 horses, 240 and 5 mules, 5,520 and 5 beasts used to the yoke. And certain of the chief of their families, when they came to the temple of our Father in heaven that is in Jerusalem, vowed to set up the house again in their own place according to their ability, and to give into the holy treasury of the works of the 1,000 pounds of gold, 5,000 of silver, and 100 priestly vestments. And so dwelt the priests and the Levites and the people in Jerusalem and in the country, the singers also and the porters, and all Israel in their villages. But when the 7th month was at hand, and when the children of Israel were every man in his own place, they came all together with one consent into the open place of the first gate, which is toward the east. Then stood up Jesus the son of Josedech and his brethren, the priests, and Zerubbabel the son of Salthiel and his brethren, and made ready the altar of our Father in heaven of Israel, to offer burnt sacrifices on it, according as it is expressly commanded in the book of Moses, the man of our Father in heaven. And there were gathered to them out of the other nations of the land, and they erected the altar on his own place, because all the nations of the land were at enmity with them, and oppressed them, and they offered sacrifices according to the time, and burnt offerings to our Father in heaven, both morning and evening. Also they held the Feast of Tabernacles, as it is commanded in the law, and offered sacrifices daily as was meet. And after that, the continual oblations, and the sacrifices of the Sabbaths, and of the new moons, and of all the holy feasts. And all they that had made any vows to our Father in heaven began to offer sacrifices to our Father in heaven from the first day of the 7th month, although the temple of our Father in heaven was not yet built. And they gave to the masons and carpenters money, meat, and drink, with cheerfulness. To them of Sidon also and Tyre they gave cars, that they should bring cedar trees from Libanus, which should be brought by floats to the heaven of Joppe, according as it was commanded them by Cyrus king of the Persians. And in the 2nd year and 2nd month after his coming in the temple of our Father in heaven at Jerusalem, began Zerubbabel the son of Sealthiel, and the Messiah, and Jesus the son of Josedech, and their brethren, and the priests, and the Levites, and all they that were come to Jerusalem out of the captivity. And they laid the foundation of the house of our Father in heaven in the first day of the 2nd month, in the 2nd year after they were come to Jewry and Jerusalem. And they appointed the Levites from 20 years old over the works of our Father in heaven. Then stood up Jesus and his sons and brethren, and Kadmiel his brother, and sons of Madiaban, with the sons of Joda the son of Eliadin, with their sons and brethren, all Levites with one accord, setters forward of the business, laboring to advance the works of the house of our Father in heaven. So the workmen built the temple of our Father in heaven, and the priests stood arrayed in their vestments with musical instruments and trumpets, and the Levites, the sons of Asaph, had cymbals, singing songs and thanksgiving, and praising our Father in heaven according as David the king of Israel had ordained. And they sung with loud voices songs to the praise of our Father in heaven, because his mercy and glory is forever in all Israel. And all the people sounded trumpets and shouted with a loud voice, singing songs of thanksgiving to our Father in heaven for the rearing up of the house of our Father in heaven. Also of the priests and Levites and of the chief of their families, the ancients who had seen the former house came to the building of this with weeping and great crying. But many with trumpets and joy shouted with loud voice, insomuch that the trumpets might not be heard for the weeping of the people. Yet the multitude sounded marvelously, so that it was heard afar off. Wherefore, when the enemies of the tribe of Judah and Benjamin heard it, they came to know that noise of the trumpets should mean, and they perceived that they that were of the captivity did build the temple to our Father in heaven, Elohim of Israel. So they went to Zerubbabel and Jesus and to the chief of the families, and said to them, We will build together with you, for we likewise, as you do, obey your father, and do sacrifice to him from the days of Asbazareth, the king of the Assyrians, who brought us here. Then Zerubbabel and Jesus and the chief of the families of Israel said to them, It is not for us and you to build together an house to our Father in heaven, our Elohim. We ourselves alone will build to our Father in heaven of Israel, according as Cyrus the king of the Persians has commanded us. But the heathen of the land, lying heavy on inhabitants of Judea, and holding them straight, hindered their building. And by their secret plots and popular persuasions and commotions, they hindered the finishing of the building all the time that King Cyrus lived. So they were hindered from building for the space of 2 years, until the reign of Darius. And Father willing, we will continue with 1 Esdras chapter 6. May our Father, Messiah, and the Holy Spirit be with us, brothers and sisters. Repent, the kingdom of heaven is near. Peace.